The Indiana Story. Then at 9, city basketball courts throughout New York City's 5 boroughs are home to the world of pickup basketball. Playground legends, NBA athletes, and everyday players tell the story of these revered basketball courts. Doing it in the park, pickup basketball and why, next time on Afropop. It's game time on Arizona PBS, tonight beginning at 7.
Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University.
If you are 60 or over, consider a charitable gift annuity with Arizona PBS. A charitable gift annuity will provide you a steady stream of income during your lifetime and also help ensure that Arizona PBS is available for future generations.
Coming up next on Arizona PBS, Life and World. Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
Albertsons and Safeway are proud to support our Arizona veterans and Arizona PBS. Learn more at azpbs.org/veterans.
From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
The future of the environment is in question as President Trump rolls back environmental protections. Plus, here in Arizona, how winter rains and warm weather have impacted tourism.
And wildfire season is almost here, how firefighters are preparing to combat the flames.
Plus, the Final Four is taking over the Valley, how one park is getting a new court with a storied history.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Katie Beery.
And I'm Tyler Paley. Thanks for joining us. The future of the environment is unsteady today as President Trump signs an executive order repealing several efforts by the Obama administration to slow down global warming. The order requires a review of the Clean Power Plan, which restricts greenhouse gas emissions at coal-powered plants. It also allows for new coal leases on federal land, which have been banned the last 14 months.
This will allow the EPA to focus on its primary mission of protecting our air and protecting our water. Together, we are going to start a new energy revolution, one that celebrates American production on American soil.
And here in Arizona, after years of drought, the Salt River should be flowing this year, bringing in lots of rafters and their money. Reporter Canuck Ja fills us in from the canyon.
I'm here at the bottom of the Salt River Canyon where the Salt River flows through the state of Arizona. And if you listen closely, you can hear the rapids behind me. Thousands of tourists come out to go rafting every year, and this season the water levels are considered exceptional. Tour guides from Colorado pack their bags and set up camp in the Salt River Canyon from February to May. This year, they expect to host thousands of tourists from all over the world.
I had some people from New Brunswick, Canada. I've taken people down from India. Sometimes there's Chinese tourists that come through. It's one of those things that attracts people from all over the world. If you're a river enthusiast and you hear the Salt River is running, they come.
Grady has been rafting these rapids since 2013. At that time, the river was flowing at about 500 cubic feet per second. Today, it has reached 18,000 cubic feet per second. The increase in water flow is due to the snow caps melting in the White Mountains.
The last time we had this kind of a spring was probably in 2010, so 7 years ago. So it doesn't happen very often, but get out and visit the state parks.
Rafting veteran Joe Greiner says Arizona wilderness is an experience tourists and locals should not miss.
Your heart's racing because there's people potentially coming in behind you. You know, once you get loaded up again, you paddle out into below the waterfall and look back at this, Death Falls. That day when we discovered that the wilderness trip was now accessible to everyone was pretty exciting.
While it is accessible, you either need to go with a guide or get a permit to raft by yourself. In the Salt River Canyon, Canuck Ja, Cronkite News.
With wildfire season quickly approaching, over 30 local, state, and federal fire agencies participated in wildland response training. Reporter Morgan Wheeler spent the day learning just how these fire heroes prepare.
Arizona is known for hot, dry, and windy summers, the perfect condition for wildfires.
One of the situations that really stick with me is down the Monument Fire, which was outside of Sierra Vista. I was on it the first day, one of the first engines that actually responded.
Since 2002, millions of acres have burned across Arizona, making it especially important for the community to prepare themselves for wildfire season. 30 state and federal fire agencies participated in 2 days of intense wildland fire training.
Several different stations where they go through a mock scenario that ends with a practice deployment. What we were teaching was firing and holding techniques. It's literally where the term fight fire with fire comes from. We use fire to suppress other fires. And with them being structure firefighters, they don't get the hands-on of getting to light the fires and see the fire interactions and put it into play nearly as often as we do.
Fighting wildfires is different for individual firefighters.
An adrenaline rush. The flames are right there. Either, it's right here in front of you or it's far away. But you're huffing 45 pounds plus maybe some days. It's just a lot of endurance and hard work all day long.
As drills come to a close and wildfires become closer, firefighters need to be ready at all times.
Plan and pre-plan and be prepared for that before the season. So being physically fit, eating right, drinking lots of water, well ahead of time, and just being ready because that call can come any minute.
Most wildfires are caught early by firefighters, but there's no way in predicting where or when the next large fire will spark. In Phoenix, Morgan Wheeler, Cronkite News.
With Arizona set to reach record temperatures and dry conditions come April, the state has an above normal potential of wildfire season starting early.
Arizona Senators Jeff Flake and John McCain introduced a bill today to restart the State Criminal Alien Assistance Program. The program reimburses states for the costs of undocumented immigrants in prison. The bill clarifies the definition of criminal alien under federal law. If passed, SCAP would be reauthorized through 2021.
A partnership between Keno Border Initiatives and Brophy College Preparatory's high school students is working to raise funds for those recently deported in Sonora, Mexico. Cronkite News reporter Cassidy McDonald visited the Brophy campus to learn more about their record-breaking fundraiser.
For the past several years, Brophy College Preparatory has had an ongoing partnership with Keno Border Initiatives.
The purpose is to serve those who are deported to Nogales, Sonora. There is a soup kitchen. Meals are served 2 times a day, 365 days a year. Last year, we served over 46,000 meals. There is a shelter for women and children. We offer minor medical care.
Every month, Brophy sends around a dozen students to Sonora, Mexico to volunteer and learn more about the struggles along the border.
It was determined that Brophy students would greatly benefit from trips down to KBI to help serve, to learn about the complex issue of immigration.
I really wanted to get involved in it because Brophy really stresses the importance of being in solidarity with the marginalized, especially right now.
Senior Matthew Chavira says the most rewarding part of his experience with KBI in Sonora was speaking with those who had recently been deported.
The most important thing is you listen to them and you hear that they trust you enough to tell you their stories and how they got here. And you just learn and you realize these aren't just immigrants. These are mothers, children, families that are just coming over and that they are fleeing violence and poverty. In many cases, it's a life or death situation.
Brophy held a fundraiser dinner for KBI this past weekend. Howell says they exceeded their goal of $130,000 by raising an estimated $150,000 and counting.
We need the funds to help feed the people and to pay the rent.
Howell hopes the partnership with Brophy will expose young people to learn about tough issues.
Hopefully, they will be able to bring some resolution in the future because we as a country have not dealt very well with immigration.
It really prompted me to want to advocate for these recently deported immigrants and give a voice to the voiceless. The most important things that we can do is share their stories so people know why they're coming over here.
The students share their experience with fellow students and others within the Jesuit community. In Phoenix, Cassidy McDonald, Cronkite News.
KBI also has an advocacy committee that follows the current changes in our country's immigration policies in an effort to help inform immigrants and those recently deported about changes in legislation and understanding their rights.
Internet service providers can now sell customers' data to advertisers without their explicit consent. The House of Representatives voted today to repeal an Obama administration regulation. Arizona Senator Jeff Flake sponsored the bill in the Senate.
Privacy protections today are no different than they were yesterday. Right. Hopefully now we can simply move forward in a uniform way, in a methodical way, and Congress can do it rather than an agency.
The regulations never went into effect, but advocates for internet privacy say today's decision creates a gray area. It is unclear who has authority over the regulations.
A new fitness class is helping people with chronic illnesses fight back.
Coming up on Cronkite News, how people with Parkinson's disease are benefiting from boxing.
Plus, with the future of healthcare unknown, those with diabetes were at the Capitol today urging legislators to hear their pleas.
I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life now. All my dreams are coming true, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now. Now.
People with Parkinson's disease are turning to boxing to help punch back at their illness. Reporter Allison Gargaro visited a local gym to see the benefits.
Jab, jab, cross, hook, cross. Nice. They are moves Steve Shankman knows very well. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's 6 years ago and uses boxing to fight back against the disease.
You can't let the disease define you. You have to define what you're going to do.
Boxing experts say the sport teaches stamina, helps with balance, and trains the mind. Those traits help people with Parkinson's, a disease where a person's balance and movement deteriorate over several years. Patients with Parkinson's use boxing to help slow the progression of the disease. Movements such as punching a bag help improve their mental and cognitive symptoms. Steve found a trainer a year ago and now boxes 2 to 3 times a week.
I forget that I have Parkinson's when I'm doing that.
People often think of Parkinson's disease as just tremor, but it is far more than that. People often have troubles with mobility and doing simple tasks such as eating, brushing their teeth, even walking and balance.
Boxing helps a Parkinson's patient to literally think on their feet.
So it gets your brain talking to your hands. So when I'm calling out numbers and you're throwing the punches at the same time, it gets all those little sockets firing.
Researchers are in the early stages of studying boxing and its impact on Parkinson's.
What we're hoping is that the research will actually show that we're improving people's mobility, quality of life, that type of thing.
Boxing isn't a cure for Parkinson's, but it can help the symptoms. And what I would tell people is to go out and go do something and try to stay ahead of the disease.
Steve has already seen tremendous improvements in his symptoms and loves being a part of the boxing community. In Phoenix, Allison Gargaro, Cronkite News.
Both Edge Fitness in Scottsdale and the Muhammad Ali Parkinson's Center offer certified boxing classes to people in all stages of the disease.
About 700,000 Arizonans live with diabetes, and today was Diabetes Awareness Day at the state capitol. As Cronkite News reporter Adriana de Alba shows us, many with the pre-existing condition are worried they could lose access to affordable health care.
Stop diabetes. That was the message at the Arizona Capitol. Diabetes Day was an afternoon to create awareness and urge legislators to protect healthcare coverage for those coping with the disease.
Especially now because the cost is such a factor, and what will happen if we lose coverage for people. It will really devastate families, many of whom are paying more per month in costs than maybe even their mortgage payments.
Arizonans living with diabetes fear losing coverage like Access, Arizona's Medicaid agency. Another big concern is losing coverage through Obamacare.
With the whole Trump administration and what they're trying to do with the healthcare system now, it's quite concerning because, with it having a pre-existing condition, it is very frightening to see the kind of things that they're, proposing with the healthcare system now.
Ashley LaMountain comes from a low-income family, and her younger sister was recently diagnosed with diabetes also. Fear of losing coverage weighs on her mind.
It's extremely concerning and is definitely going to affect the rest of my life as I'm pouring thousands of dollars just for my medications that I need now.
For LaMountain, the diagnosis came at age 4.
One of the services offered at the event today is a free A1C test, and as it turns out, it's never too early to get tested.
Or take action to prevent or treat diabetes.
Stop diabetes!
In Phoenix, Adriana de Alba, Cronkite News.
Arizona Gives Day is only a week away, a day dedicated to encouraging people to support their favorite nonprofit. And today, a group of volunteers got creative to promote the statewide Day of Giving. 15 volunteers from the participating charities helped create this Post-it mural. On the notes, they wrote the names of the more than 1,000 nonprofits involved in Arizona Gives Day. And it all came together in this design by artist Deborah Lee Murrow.
I hope the mural will achieve awareness. We want everybody to realize that Arizona is the state that has the most nonprofits out of all the states, and we just want to help them grow and give as much as we can to them to help them thrive.
The mural is on display at First Bank in Scottsdale and will stay up for the next week to promote Arizona Gives Day on Tuesday, April 4th. Well, Katie, companies like Uber are bringing self-driving cars to the Valley streets.
Coming up on Cronkite News, after a crash last week, the debate continues. Just how safe are self-driving cars?
And there's a red flag warning here in Phoenix with gusting winds. I'll have more on that in your full forecast coming up.
Heaven knows you're a dreamer. Don't hide it from anyone. Don't hide it from anyone. Hey, would you believe me if I said we are here for a reason now? This is our life. This is what counts. This is for us. I will go anywhere for you.
Ride-sharing company Uber's self-driving cars are back on Valley roads tonight, just days after a rollover crash in Tempe involving one of their vehicles. Cronkite News reporter Tyler Fingert brings us the latest on whether autonomous cars are actually safer.
Tonight, this crash is putting a renewed spotlight on whether driverless cars like this Uber will prevent accidents or potentially cause more. Uber says the car was in self-driving mode at the time. Tempe police saying Uber's SUV had the right of way and isn't responsible for what happened.
Couldn't have done much better myself.
This crash comes at a time when the technology is being closely looked at. Congress has already held several hearings on the topic in the last year, with more planned in the next few months. At a hearing last month on how Congress should regulate the cars, one expert told lawmakers the technology needs more testing.
It's like allowing teenage drivers on the road. They may not be safe drivers yet, but they need good driving experience to become safe drivers.
But in a survey out this month from AAA, 3 out of 4 drivers say they're afraid to ride in a self-driving car, with only 10% saying they'd feel safer sharing the roads with one. That's almost unchanged from a year ago.
While the safety advocates and highway advocates think that this is the new great frontier, it appears that drivers are really uncomfortable with the whole prospect.
In 2016, the National Safety Council estimated as many as 40,000 people died in car crashes nationwide. The council believes self-driving cars may be able to prevent some of those because more than 90% of accidents are human-caused.
At one point, it was just enough to survive the crash. Now we want to put in technologies that can prevent the crash from happening in the first place. That's where automated vehicles and advanced driver assist systems really can come into play.
The Uber crash is calling into question the safety of self-driving cars at a time when drivers want to tap the brakes on them.
There are a lot of things we don't know yet, but we do know that technology holds the promise for the future.
Tough questions for technology, still in testing. In Washington, Tyler Fingert, Cronkite News.
We did reach out to Uber for comment after they put their cars back on the road, but did not hear back in time for tonight's broadcast.
Another safety concern being addressed by the city of Phoenix today, issues on our hiking trails. So far this year, there have been dozens of mountain rescues in Phoenix. Cronkite News reporter McKenna Delgarno shows us how fire crews rescue those in dangerous situations.
As flowers blossom and temperatures reach the mid-70s, it's a perfect time of year to hike here in Arizona. But what happens when that hike doesn't end well?
Our stats are through March 20th, and so far, just in the city of Phoenix alone, we've had 77 mountain rescue dispatches.
Phoenix Fire, Police, and the Parks and Rec Department teamed up today to show the public just what's involved. Jake Van Hook from the Phoenix Fire Department says that rescues can be made by foot, car, or even air.
If the only way to get them down the mountain is with the helicopter, then we do.
Paul Apolinar, the chief pilot for Phoenix Police, says if you need help, call right away.
You get hurt on a mountain and you need to get taken off, we can get you off the mountain into an ambulance and on the way to the hospital in about 18 minutes.
The first hiking-related death of the year happened last week. Park Ranger Mark Sirota says that a man exceeded his limits on the trails, became dehydrated, and then eventually died.
Unfortunately, many of them are from out of town, and some are from in town that just haven't hiked the trail in many years.
One mistake hikers make is by going off the trails. The Parks Department says, know your abilities, and if you're halfway through your water, it's time to head back.
Sirota says it's also important to know what to wear.
A hat, sunglasses, lip balm, sunscreen, maybe a long sleeve shirt. Flip-flops are a no-no. A boot, a shoe, whatever you need to do that particular trail.
Each trail has a level of difficulty that hikers must be aware of, and it's posted at the start. In Phoenix, McKenna Delgarno, Cronkite News.
Last year, there were a total of 279 mountain rescues in Phoenix. And it will be a gorgeous day to go hiking, but could wildfire warnings impact your plans? Allison Gargaro is in the Weather Center with your forecast.
It's been a windy day here in Arizona. There is a red flag warning in effect until 7 p.m. tonight. We see this pink area in the southwestern part of the state. That means that there is gusting winds blowing dust. So if you are driving home on any of the major freeways tonight, please be safe. Across the state, we've been seeing pretty normal temperatures for this time of year. We're seeing 50s up in the high country, 77 in Lake Havasu and 80 down in Yuma. And similar temperatures across the valley right now. We're seeing 80 degrees in Glendale. That is where the Final Four is hosting this weekend. It's going to be so great. There are so many festivities to do right here in downtown Phoenix. We're seeing 88 degrees on Thursday and 82 on Friday and getting right back down to 78 degrees on Saturday. So it will be perfect for any of the outdoor concerts this weekend. Allison Gargaro, Cronkite Weather.
As the Final Four takes over the valley, the NCAA is helping to give back to the community.
Coming up on Cronkite News, how a new court is helping a Phoenix park continue its legacy.
Fascinating. You know, sometimes I wish I wasn't so beloved. Can't you see? Little girl gotta hold
me like wow. Baby, I'm howling for you.
It's literally one for the history books.
Enjoy.
What are you doing?
Possibilities. Your day is filled with them.
Reach up, energy in the fingertips, collapse. TV, play Downton Abbey.
And PBS helps everyone discover theirs. Anytime, anywhere.
Up in the sky, you can see it.
PBS, we're with you for life.
Nearly 500 days ago, the NCAA Final Four revealed its logo at Harmon Park in downtown Phoenix. Today, as part of the Legacy Restoration Project, an upgraded Harmon Park was unveiled. Cronkite News reporter Zach Pockleb learned why Harmon Park and Harmon Court is so important to the area.
For Phoenix native Steve Coulter, Harmon Park just south of downtown Phoenix is more than a place to play basketball. It's a second home. Coulter was a staple at Harmon Park pickup games in the 60s and 70s, and those pickup games were some of the best in Phoenix.
This was easily the spot, but you had to be aware that it was kind of rough and tumble.
Coulter, a former NBA player, now oversees the park and its various free programs as a recreation coordinator for the Phoenix Park and Recreation Department. And the park got a big boost when the NCAA selected it as part of its Legacy Restoration Project.
When we toured Harmon Park, I don't think that the NCAA could have said no to Stevie Coulter because he sold it like I've never seen anyone sell it.
The renovations to Harmon Park were much more than just a new slab of concrete and paint job on the outdoor court. The indoor facility received a bunch of new upgrades as well, including a new weight room and a new paint job on the indoor floor, all of which benefits the 18,000 kids it serves per year.
We do have after-school programs here, after-school sporting events, but sometimes the kids like, just to go to a more relaxed area with a different scene.
For Coulter, he'll continue to use Harmon Park to impact as many young lives as he can.
I'm grateful for all of the guys that have come through these doors. I have 5,000 to 6,000 brothers and sisters that are not biological.
Coulter emphasized that he is always ready to give a basketball lesson or two to kids at the same court he gained so much from when he was their age. In Phoenix, Zach Pockleb, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon in PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, our week-long coverage of the NCAA college basketball tournament's final round begins with a visit with ASU basketball coach Bobby Hurley. And we'll see how the floor for the tournament was installed at University of Phoenix Stadium.
I'm Judy Woodruff on the next NewsHour. Syrian refugees who can't go home but find they are less and less welcome in Turkey. That's Tuesday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Arizona PBS celebrates basketball in Arizona with a slam dunk night of programming. First at 7, a deeply personal look at small town life following a down but not out varsity basketball team as it struggles to compete and the town tries to hang on for survival. Independent Lens presents Medora. Then at 8:30, celebrate the early years of legendary coach John Wooden. Told through archival photos and interviews, this half-hour biography details John Wooden's formative experiences in his native Indiana. John Wooden, the Indiana story. Then at 9, city basketball courts throughout New York City's 5 boroughs are home to the world of pickup basketball. Playground legends, NBA athletes, and everyday players tell the story of these revered basketball courts. Doing it in the park, pickup basketball and why, next time on Afropop. It's game time on Arizona PBS, tonight beginning at 7.
Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS.
a community service of Arizona State University.
Hi, I'm Amy Brenneman. My family and I are enthusiastic fans of public media. Public television and radio strengthen our democracy. They educate our children and empower us all to be lifelong learners. Each PBS and NPR station is a local nonprofit organization committed to the local community. Public media belongs to you and me. It's up to us to protect this essential national treasure. Information on how you can help is found at protectmypublicmedia.org.
Coming up next on Arizona PBS, Life and World.
Don't forget that you and your collectibles are the stars of this show, so join us for the next taping of Arizona Collectibles. Go to azpbs.org/collectibles to submit your items today.
Oh my. $50,000 to $75,000 on it.
One of the nicest pieces that I have seen outside of a book.
Coming soon to Arizona PBS.
Join us on Arizona Horizon as we focus on the final round of the NCAA Basketball Championships being held here in Arizona. We'll hear from ASU basketball coach Bobby Hurley, and we'll wrap it up with a special Sports Reporters edition of the Friday Journalists Roundtable.
Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
more than 90% of the time, hospice care is delivered in the best place of all, home. Hospice of the Valley has been providing quality care at home since 1977. Not for profit, for comfort.
Deanne Griebel, now with Moores & Cabot Investments, serving investors since 1890, proudly supports quality programming on 8 Arizona PBS, 480-725-9602.
Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, why is colon cancer increasingly being diagnosed among young people? Also tonight, a visit with ASU basketball coach Bobby Hurley as our Final Four coverage continues. Coverage that also includes a look at how University of Phoenix Stadium is transforming for the big event. That's next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your PBS station. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simons. The U.S. House voted today to repeal a regulation that requires internet companies to get the permission of customers before selling their data to advertisers. The regulation was approved during the Obama administration but has not gone into effect. Arizona Senator